And what is up, YouTube? I'm Ball Python Love. What is up, Madman Serpents joining in right now? Marquez family, hopefully I said that right, was here earlier, and then we had live feeding, and Samar here was earlier. But welcome, everybody. What is up? Hopefully everyone is having a great fucking Thursday. What's up, you reptiles? How you doing, Derek?
Not too bad, bro. What's the deal, man?
Not much, bro. You got some hot stories again.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. We're talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the hobby, man. So, shout out to Ball with Brian, man. I stole that little topic from him, man. So, let's bring up the first story, man. We're talking about oh, did you ever see the Tiger King?
No.
With Joe Exotic? You never watched that on Netflix?
No.
Well, that's all right. Bring up the first story. The first story, we're talking about the Lizard King. So they called this guy Lizard King, and he gets 7 months for trafficking Florida turtles. But the thing is, listen to this. So he lives in Florida. A Florida man was sentenced to 7 months in federal prison, followed by a year of home consignment for his part in a scheme to smuggle illegally harvested Florida turtles to China, Japan, and other places. He's 55 years old. He was sentenced Thursday in a Miami, Florida court. He pled guilty in November and only got 7 months for stealing turtles, man. That's crazy, man. What do you think about that story?
So he got 7 months. I want to take it down. He got
hold on.
7 months.
And not just that. Think about where he was sending them. He wasn't sending them to reptile shops. You know, in China and Japan, they eat turtles.
Okay. Okay. That's, I don't know, 7 months, that was it? That's what I feel bad for. Like that, I don't feel like that was a good enough penalty, to be, in my own opinion.
If you was a judge, what you would have did? What you would have gave him?
5 years prison.
5 years?
Prison, not even jail, prison time. What's up, Solo?
So nothing in the county. You would have gave him federal time.
Oh, fuck yeah. You stole a fucking turtle. You stole something that you stole something a 6-month-old baby could crawl faster than a turtle.
Now, but here's the thing, though, BPO. Do you think 5 years is enough? Because think about it. He smuggled turtles. It's no telling how much money he made. How much money do you think he was making from smuggling turtles out of the country?
Reptile says death penalty. Yeah, no,
death penalty.
No, he said just kidding. But no, he should get 5 years minimum. He stole a fucking turtle.
I don't know. I don't think that's enough.
Okay, how about this? I'm
gonna tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'll let you go. My take on the story is, I'm not mad that you were sending turtles overseas. People ship animals all the time. I'm more upset about where you were sending them. I don't know if you watch those mukbang channels where they show, overseas these people eating and shit. I watch a lot of these, and I probably sound fucking racist or whatever, but I don't know. A lot of those Japanese people, those Chinese people, they fucking will eat turtles. They'll eat bats. They'll eat snakes. So it's like, you captured these turtles and you didn't send them to happy homes. I feel like you sent them out of state to die.
Now, but that, what's up, Tam, at this? But that's what it comes down to, in my opinion. Now, was he selling them to people so they could be eaten? Then yes, he should get more than, but if it's just going to homes and they were pets, nah, forget it, man. Let them have it.
Right. I don't know, man. Crazy story, man. Would you ever smuggle? And give me your take. Now we know Tom Crutchfield, and it's gonna be on the show of a lot of crazy shit. But we know Tom Crutchfield. He smuggled a lot of shit. Big time smuggler. We smuggled a lot of reptiles from overseas into the U.S. So we know the reptile keepers. We thank him because without him smuggling these animals, we wouldn't have them now. So I gotta ask you, would you ever smuggle animals? And how would you do it? Would you smuggle them out of the country or would you smuggle them in the country?
In the country. It's going to be for me.
Oh, it's going to be for you? What? Now, where would you go? Where would you go and what would you smuggle?
Whatever snake I could find in any country. I'm bringing that thing back with me. I don't care if you're like, you're not bringing back that retic or that rock python in Africa. Bullshit, dude. I'll buy a big ass suitcase big enough for it and everything. I'm like,
what about a king cobra? Would you smuggle a king cobra?
Fuck Fuck yeah, I would.
Ooh, got a lot of balls, DTL.
Dude, I'd bring a taipan home if I could, an inland taipan.
It's one of the most venomous snakes in the world, man.
Yeah, I'd be cool with it. I don't know if my wife would be, but I'd probably hide it from her for a long time until she found out.
What's up, man? Well, crazy.
Watch
it. crazy story, man. Do you think after he serves this 7 months, do you think he'll go back to smuggling, or do you think he'll learn his lesson with 7 months?
No, I think he's good. I don't think he'll do it. And if he does, like, once again, is he selling to people that for pets? Is it for breeding purposes over there, or is he just actually selling them for food over there? Like, then yes, fuck, I don't know. It can go either way. What's up, DWR?
Man, I'm gonna throw a curveball, man, and I don't know if you've been seeing it, man. We got to talk, man, and I normally don't bring this kind of stuff up, but have you been seeing what's been going on with MJ?
No, because I don't watch MJ.
Oh, you don't follow the Trap Talk? I don't follow him either, but have you been seeing a lot of people have been making videos about him?
For what?
Man, so he bullied this guy, Small Town Exotics. And Small Town Exotics, his name is Shane. He's been on my podcast.
Yeah, I know who
he is. He made a YouTube video and it got 3,000 views and it's picking up traction. And he actually got a hold of MJ sponsors. And MJ actually even put out a statement on his podcast apologizing. It's crazy. I don't know. You ain't really been following us, so we really can't talk about it. But there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the podcasting world.
See, we should be talking about this shit too on the show. Other podcasts. We should talk about his podcast one of these days on the show.
I mean, he runs a good podcast, but it's too much shit in there that I don't like. I don't care if you drink, but if you watch his podcast, I don't like that he smokes in his animal room. I think that's pretty shitty because your snakes, they can't get away from that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one thing if you're smoking in your bathroom and your snake room is down the hall, but to go sit right next to your snake cage and fire a fat blunt, I think that's terrible. I don't know. Just my opinion.
That's cool. I mean, shit. That's why we're talking about shit like this. It's more debating than anything. We kind of give our own opinions and can't hate you on that. So,
what's your goal for podcasting, man? Are you going to continue podcasting? What's your goal for YouTube, man?
Keep going. Yeah. No matter, like, I could have, like, right now, just 5 in the house. I mean, fuck. I could have one person just listening to me. I'm cool.
I like that. That's humble. That's what's up, man. Like I love that. That's what it's about, man. Being humble. I could have a podcast that get 3,000 views, or I could have a podcast that get 20 views or 30 views. But it's no matter how many people is theirs. If one person took enough time to watch you, then that's amazing, and that's a real humbling feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's shout out to everybody in the chat, man. DWR, much love. Reptile Dysfunction, much love. Tammy, Solo Butterfly, Madman Servants, Live Feed ASMR. Much love to all y'all. We appreciate y'all watching the show, man. Let's talk about Florida, man, because Florida has the most crazy stories, man. Let me know get your take on this. Let's pull it up, man. Hold on before we pull it up. Take it out. Hey, how do you feel about tegus, man? What's your take on them?
I think they're very beautiful lizards. The only thing I don't like is that they can still drop their tail. That's why I got the green basilisk can't drop their tail, so I'm cool with that. Like, I don't, yeah. Anyway, I have no problem with tegus. I think tegus are fucking amazing. If I could have one, I would. Instead of beware of dog, it's beware of tegu.
If I get a tegu, I'm gonna feed a leopard gecko to it.
Oh, fuck you. Okay, Prince.
I'm just kidding, man. I think tegus are beautiful animals, man. I didn't know that they could, drop their tails. I'd love to own a tegu, but I don't have the space. And I don't think I could care for it really properly. Some of those, those hot spots get up to 100 degrees, man.
Yeah, no, the basking. Yeah, the basking.
That basking shit for get up to 100, 110. It's just like, that's really freaking hot. I don't know if I could.
Well, the same with like some monitors. Like they need that high, like,
yeah.
You know, I don't know if I want a monitor, but like I would have to really do a lot of research before I just went and bought one, because I don't want to do one that I have to keep at a certain like 115 degree Fahrenheit shit.
Right. The snake's temperatures ain't as bad. It's like keep your hot side 75, 80, and you know your hot your cold side goes down a little bit, and your warm side is like 80, 85. I've never seen a snake 100 plus degrees. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know. I think tegus are amazing, man. So let's talk about tegu. Let's talk about a story I've seen that happened out in Florida, man. And I'll get your take on it. Florida, now, you know, Florida is known for their invasive species. So let's read this story, man. And I want to get your take on it. And, you know, what would you tell this guy? Florida man traps over 100 invasive tegus. Let's go to the next page. In St. Lucie County, some people spend their retirement traveling the world or relaxing at home. Sid Pennington spends his time trapping the invasive lizards threatening native wildlife in his community. He has single-handedly captured at least 117 Argentine black and white tegus from the woods and neighborhoods in Fort Pierre, where he lives. In September, the Florida Fish and Wildlife game saw how skilled Pennington was catching tegus, and they, on his own, and biologists lent him 20 traps and recruited him as a volunteer. He's caught 31 this year. Is there another page?
I hope this is.
Now, tegus, I don't care about them being invasive. Is there another page after that?
I don't think so. Nope, next one is.
All right, now let's bring up that second page. Bring that second page up, because I want to talk about those numbers.
Hold on. Bam.
Yeah. So he caught on his own 117 tegus, and I believe he killed them. And now Florida Fish and Wildlife this year said, okay, we love what that guy is doing. So they gave him some traps and brought him on as a volunteer. He's not even getting paid. So he's catching these bitches for the hell of it. And this year he's caught 31. So my question to you is like, how does that make you feel to know that there's people out there catching tegus and killing them? And not just that, they're not even getting paid to do it. They're volunteering for the FWC and catching even more.
Yo, what's up, Elite? What's up, Venom? And honestly, how I find it, it's bullshit, especially that you just want to go out and kill them, like, for no fucking... I'm not saying, like, money should be the main reason, because, I mean, everyone has a job to do, and I hate to say that, but everyone does have a job to do. But for him to go out and kill tegus for fun, once again, this is what drives me the most insane, right? So you're willing to take anything else's life because you think humans are that much more superior. So you hunting and killing something you don't understand or like gives you the right to do it. Like, so if I didn't like something and I was like, I'm going to go kill it. No. Now take these words. I'm about to say it the right way, please. Don't take these the wrong way. Maybe we should go hunt him. I'm just saying. Like, for real. Like, you took 117 tegus live for what? Like, what was the purpose of it? Like, what did they, like, you wake up one morning, your little toy chihuahua got eaten by a tegus? Like, what's going on? Like, so now you just hate all fucking tegus and you're going out killing? Like, what is the main reason behind it? And second off, this guy should be put in fucking prison, like, for doing what he's doing. Like, that's fucked up. You don't think so? Yeah, at least jail something. Like,
how would you solve the tegu problem in Florida? Because, you know, they're selling these tegus to unexperienced people, and kids are just letting them loose, and they have established a population. So if you're Florida, you don't want the tegus eating up shit. How do you solve the problem?
Let it go. Let it go. If you're going to trap them, okay, let me just say this. You have two options. It's either one, you trap them and you get rid of them the right way without killing them, or two, let it the fuck go. Because what because you got a Burmese problem, you got a tegu problem. Oh, but yeah, you got other fish problems. You also got the green basilisk that I have as an invasive species. I don't get it. Like, either round them up and put them, on a fucking plane, something, put them back in their natural environment, or find people that have been doing shit with tegus for so long. It's not hard. Go on IG, go on Facebook, go on YouTube, look up who has tegus. Bam, do you want a fucking free tegu?
I agree. I think it's pretty shitty to kill any animal. But then again, I kill roaches when I see them. So I don't know. I think I'm just giving you a hard time, but I don't know. I think killing any animals is pretty shitty. I think it's got to be a better way. I was reading a story that Sherry sent me the other day. Over in Southeast Asia, they have like an invasive species problem, and we should have talked about it, but I was like, but she did send it to me, and they actually, in order to take care of their invasive species, they have planes, and they fill them with like rodent killer, just like real harmful shit to reptiles, and they literally have a plane that just flies over one area, spraying these chemicals, killing the animals that they don't want. And I was like, that's sad, and it's sad to see any animal die. I wish that the FWC would, pick a different way. I don't mind that you hire people to go out and catch them, but like you said, why can't we, put them on a plane and send them somewhere, or even just catch them and give them to people that we feel are responsible? And like I said, microchip them. If they're microchipped, and like if I catch this tegu and it says Ball Python Love, and somebody knocks on your door and says, "What the fuck? We found your tegu down the street," you're probably gonna start saying, "Okay, well, I got to keep this tegu. If it gets out, I'm screwed." You know what I mean? So yeah. I like to see some kind of microchipping, or just a different kind of policy, because killing animals is pretty shitty, man.
I agree. I totally agree.
And tegus are just so beautiful, and like I said, that'll lead into the next story, man. My question, let's go into the next story because it's very important.
Do you want me to show it now, or do you want me to wait while you talk about it first?
Talking about Florida, let's talk about this, man. USARK. If you keep animals, I think that you should, be following USARK. But my question to you is, why do you think USARK has such small support? If you look at like Brian Barchett, this is one man with 3 to 4 million followers. You look at Jay Brewer, 5-6 million followers. You look at the real Tarzan, 7 million followers. We look at the United Association of Reptile Keepers that are there to help us, 19,000 followers. Why do we think that the people that are there to help us keep our animals, why can't they get our support? Why do you think they have such a small following, BPL?
Because this is just my opinion. I think like people are more concerned about knowing channels, like you were saying, like Miguel or Brian Gundy or Cusco. Brian Barchek is like you said, Jay from Prehistoric. They have millions of subscribers, like, right? But USARK doesn't get, I feel like, the attention it deserves. A lot of people are like, yeah, cool, but I'm still gonna go watch this video and support this guy.
But see, the thing though, BPL, our whole community knows about it. Why are their numbers so low?
Once again, like I just said, people were like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm gonna go do this and watch this guy.
Do you think? I didn't mean to interrupt you. Do you think their low following, like on Instagram, having 19,000 followers, do you think that, it's like a two-part question. Do you think it's beneficial for them to have that 19,000, or do you think it's like it doesn't benefit them because they can't go somewhere and flex and say, look at us, we have this many people behind us? And my question is, we get why it's low, but how do we get it back up?
Okay, so to me, it's two things. One, it's a slap in the face to the reptile community.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a slap in the fucking face. Number two, this might be an eye opener for a lot of people right now, because I don't know this is true. This is just an opinion that I thought of. Maybe the reason why USARK numbers are so low is because all these people that have millions of subscribers are actually people like, yeah, they got the subscriber count. I'm not saying they didn't make it, but yet I think they have a lot of haters that are subscribed trying to get their channels taken down anyway.
Yeah.
So when you say, why doesn't USARK have the numbers of Brian Barczyk? Well, Brian Barczyk, people don't like him. People love him. People are okay with him. Like, I love the dude. Like, but there's people still out there. Look at Gator Full Gators. Look at other people that have lost their shit. Like, there's haters for everything. But the reason why I feel like USARK's numbers are so low is because most people don't give a shit.
That's true.
And here's why. Because some people in the reptile community only have 1 or 2 snakes, right? Some have more. But the ones with the lower end, I feel like, and just want, yeah, cool, you know, I got 1 or 2, or I got 5 and I'm good there. You think they're really going to go out and support something when, like, I don't know. It's the passion thing for me. Like,
so how do you think we get the numbers back up?
Everyone support them. Like, support them.
Yeah, I agree.
Straight up, like, but you got to shout them out in your videos, like those who are watching right now. Like, if you do a video on anything, you should guarantee, and somewhere in that video, in the beginning, middle, or end, somewhere in between, I don't care, give a shout out to USARK.
Yeah.
I mean, because that would slowly help if we all did it and we all followed that one guideline, just to say a shout out to them. After time, people keep hearing it, they get more interested, right? But I feel like it's a slap in the face with their numbers so low, because I feel like not a lot of people want to support them.
You know what I think they should do? I think this will boost their numbers. They should go through their following, because 19,000 is not a lot. You know, no. Look at
you have more YouTube subscribers than they have IG followers.
Yeah. What leads me to my question. I got an idea. And you tell me what you think of this idea. Shout out to MJ. Not MJ. Shout out to Shane from Small Town Exotics. Controversy sells. He made a video, you know, taking shots at MJ from the Trap Talk. And within one day, this video had like 3,000 views, 500 likes, and it's shared all over Instagram. And I'm saying that to say controversy spreads. So USARK has to sit down and brainstorm. You look at Nerd. You know, I don't like Nerd, but they're good at making videos. They're good at making controversial shit because they know that's where their numbers are. You look at Kevin making a video where let me talk to you and tell you
Kevin about doesn't make his videos really. It's mostly Donnie.
Let me tell you something, though. When I'm listening to my point, the point that I'm making is when Kevin makes a video that's being educational, he gets 30 views. But when he makes a controversial video that Donnie, you know, Kevin's involved, he owns Nerd. When they put out a controversial video, they get 100,000, 200,000 views. So USARK has to hire an editor and brainstorm on something that's controversial that's going to help them grow. And I know that's shitty, but in this day and age, controversy sells. So my recommendation is, you know, I've watched their YouTube channel. They're putting out all these great videos with these keepers taking over USARK. What they need to do is have Phil Goff sit down and call out people like, hey, why haven't you shouted this out? Hey, you know, I love Jay Brewer, but hey, Jay Brewer, why haven't you made a video on your pet? You know, something that's controversial where motherfuckers is going to go like, what the fuck? And they're going to come to USARK and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Controversy sells. Or do you disagree with that?
I agree.
You know, I think that they, like I said, I don't know if a call out video,
but see, this is something we need to work on too, because you said it yourself. You don't like Nerd, neither do I. But at the end of the day, if we're all going to support USARK, or, you know, be a reptile to keep our reptiles and stick together, drop the petty shit. He made you more famous than he thought he was going to do. Like, he thought he was going to get you, you know, to quit, blah, blah, blah. Look at you now, dude. Fuck.
Yep.
You're balling over there, bro. You already, I mean, to YouTube standards, are you not already now like a celebrity?
You're silly. I wish. I don't know, man. Like I said, shout out to you, Sark. We're gonna always support them. They numbers are low. Like I said, they need to do something controversial to get them up, because that's where growth comes from these day and ages, man. And speaking of USARK, man, you know, they're fighting for reptiles, they're fighting for laws, and laws are so important. Let's talk about some laws, man. Let's bring this up.
Let me bring this up as well. You understand they also support gun laws, right? They help support that. So if you are a gun owner like myself, even if you're not into reptiles and you're watching right now, but you own guns, they are still defending you for your gun rights. So
DWR says she disagrees. What do you disagree with, DWR? And I'm not mad at you or nothing. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Agreed. No one will hate you for your opinion. We all love each other, and that's how it should be.
And I'm not taking a dig at you, Sark. I'm just saying, you know, low numbers. I think that they need to do something.
It's a slap in the face knowing they have under 20,000 followers. It's a slap in the fucking face.
The reason I say that their Instagram numbers need to be up, because when Phil Goss goes to senators and he's like, hey, you know, there's people backing US Sark, he could show that. He could say, look at our Instagram page. There's 2 million people backing you, Sark. You know, those Instagram numbers matter. So my question to you, DWR, is what do you disagree with? And while she's talking about that, let's go to the next comment, because I can't stay forever, BPO. Let's go to the next story, and we'll let her. We'll talk about it when we get back to it, man. So, man, this is super crazy. I got this off the Department of Justice thing. A man was sentenced to prison. Hold on, this sentenced to prison because of the Lacey Act and firearm charges. And let's read it. Hold on, I'm so damn small. I can't read that. A federal judge in Valhalla, Georgia, yesterday sentenced. We'll say his name is Mike. He's 35, and they sentenced him 33 months in prison on each count of his concurrently. And he got looks like a $4,300 fine and 3 years of post-release supervision. The judge also prohibited grants from possessing or selling wildlife during the supervisory period. Okay, let's see what he pled. This is what he pled guilty to. I don't even care about the gun charges. No. Go back. I don't even care what the gun charges. What he pled guilty to was he pled guilty and admitted on February 23rd he shipped 3 containers full of turtles to somewhere in Florida. And it looks like they were trafficked from China. So in a long story short, let's see how long you got. I don't know. Anyways, long story short, man steals shit from China, gets caught, and goes to jail. What's your take on that? Hold on, before we even get on that. I don't think they should jump in the black hole of negative or controversial videos. New USARK should be a positive unit. I can understand that. But if that's the case, how do they grow? DWR? Because 19,000 followers ain't shit. And if you're fighting for the whole reptile community, you know, like I said, he could show his phone to a senator and say, look, I have 4 million people backing me. How do you get the numbers up? And like I said, and I don't disagree with you. I think a lot of shit is negative. A lot of shit is controversial. But in this day and age, controversial shit gets numbers. You look at anybody, nerd. Controversial shit gets numbers. Anything that's controversial is going to get numbers. So how do they get those numbers up, DWR? What's up, Fries Critters? Much love, my brother. Anyways, DP, I lost my train of thought. Man, he trafficked. In a long story short, man goes to jail. He's got like 30-something counts of trafficking turtles from China into the U.S., and he gets caught trafficking guns. What's your thought on that? How insane is it that I'm able to find stories on all these people trafficking animals? Did you ever know that it was that big of a crime that so many people are doing it?
Okay, so how long did he go to jail for again?
I want to say it was like, he said it was on each count. Okay, here's the thing. When they opened up a crate, it had a certain amount of turtles in it, and they gave him a count for each turtle. and I want to say it was like 20 turtles, and they were like, it was like 30 months for each turtle, and this was like, it was a significant amount of time that he could be facing.
Damn.
So you got 20 turtles, and they say we're gonna give you 20 months for each turtle. That's fucking 20 years, shit. Like the Justice Department isn't playing. So my question to you is, you know, what the fuck, man? Why are so many people stealing animals? And did you know it was that big of a crime?
No. Well, I mean, like, fuck, dude. Like, why was it? Okay, there has to be more that you didn't tell me. So, like, a question on it. Like, why was he doing this? What was the main purpose?
Trafficking. He was bringing them in to sell them.
But you didn't like the guy that was selling them to China, but it's wrong for this guy to sell them to U.S. people?
I never said I don't like the guy that sold them to China though. They go in there to get 8. I never said anything about this story.
How do you know they're gonna get 8? That's not a guaranteed thing though. See, that's like me saying they sent them over there and they used like grenades on them to try them out.
I don't know, man. I think that is, long story short, man, like I said, I think that is crazy to see so many fucking people stealing animals. It's like, you know, every time I look robbing a pet store, somebody's fucking importing animals, and it's like, whoa, I didn't know that this was this big of a crime. It's like, how do we combat this? What should there be like just a minimum for if you steal, motherfucker, you going to jail for 10 years across the board? If you steal a snail, minimum 10 years.
Okay, so if you stole, depending on, see, this is where it comes, depending on the species, I would say, would be how long you would get. But if you really were a smuggler like that and you got caught, what's up, Ink One? Let's just say
I bought
cobras.
Before.
Cobras. Let's just say there's like 10 cobras, or you have 20 cobras like the tortoise or turtle. Anyway, if it was a turtle or tortoise, then no, I think it should be a low count. But if it's venomous shit that could kill people and you're selling these to, like, depending on, I don't know, teenagers, shit like that, then yeah, you should probably get a hefty fine and have a good maximum sentence on that shit. It all depends on the species, Derek. Yeah. Like if a guy smuggled in ball pythons right now, you think I'm going to give him any crime? Fuck, can I at least get one before you get caught?
So you're saying you're not giving no jail time. It just depends on what they smuggling.
Correct. Smuggling reptiles, I don't think it's.
I bought stolen Jordans before, so I agree. DWR.
What's up, Mitzi?
DWR. I disagree. DWR, because you look at USART. They're at all the major expos. They're at Tinley. They're at Pomona. They're at every major expo you can think of. And believe it or not, they sponsor people. And they post a shit ton. They look at their Instagram. There's a whole bunch of posts. Look at their YouTube. They're posting every other day. So I don't know. I disagree with you in DWR, because in the long run of getting USART the right numbers, they don't need numbers in a long haul. They need numbers now, right now. You know what I'm saying? Because the war is happening now. We don't need numbers to slowly trickle in. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Much love to you, but I disagree. I think that controversy sells. I don't think that they should bash anybody. And even still, you said that they should sponsor people. They do. They sponsor the Trap Talk. I believe that they sponsor Chris Eaton's Snakes and the Fat Man podcast. Don't quote me, but I believe they do. So I think that they are picking and choosing to sponsor a few little things out here, but they're already at every expo. They're already sponsoring people, and they're already posting on social media, and it's not getting them numbers fast enough. So I would say, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think that, like I said, what's something controversial that they could do that wouldn't offend you to where bam, they got 1 million followers. Or, you look at that Nerve video when they attacked us. A video of Kevin talking got 30,000 views. But when Nerve went controversial, they got 100,000 views in less than a day. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the way the world is now. And it's shitty. I get it. And nobody wants to understand it, but I get it. I don't know. Much love to you, DWR. I love your comments. Thank you so much for being here. Again, man, BPL, it's crazy to see these people doing this shit, man. So shout out to the animal importers, exporters, if you catch my drift.
Man, look at some of the legends. We want to look at where we're at now with reptiles. You see what I'm saying? Are you going to fix the shit in Florida? No. Let's just be honest. You're not going to fix it. There's too much going on.
Florida's fucked. They're underwater. Them lawmakers going to do what they want. BPO, the shit's spreading to Kansas, and we'll get to that. I'm starting to slowly see the shit spread to Kansas. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, okay, get what you want. Keep your invisible arc and shut the fuck up. Breathe your shit and do it in silence. Just go to work, go home and enjoy your animals. Get what you want now because the hammer's coming in every state. Shout out to Venom. DWR said, I get you. Something needs to change. Yeah, because right now what they're doing is not working. 19,000 subscribers, and there's probably 19,000 reptile keepers in Kansas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. They need to figure out a way to get those numbers and get them quickly because numbers are so important. It's like you flaunt that. Brian Barker can flaunt that. He can go somewhere and be like, I have 4 million people that when I push this, they're going to see it. I have 30,000 people that when I push this, they're going to see what I post. Numbers are so important and they're big in this war. They could really help us. If he goes to a lawmaker and says, look, there's 4 million people back in USART. He can prove it. Look at my Instagram. There's 4 million people right there. They're going to see what I tweet out, So social media is just, it's a hell of a game, man. But let's talk about the next story. Shout out to Florida, man. This is another story from Florida that I just love, and we need more of it.
This one?
Nope.
Oh, sorry, this one.
So a monitor got loose in a Florida home, and it looks like they took a video of it. And I like this story for the simple fact. I don't know if you know this guy, but he's been on my podcast. He's been on the Tribe Talk. He's been on a lot of podcasts. He's a big dog when it comes to monitors. His name is Mike's Monitors. Shout out to Mike's Monitors. Go to the next page. So monitor gets loose, and they go to him and get his opinion. So reptile expert Mike Stefani, who specializes in breeding monitor lizards, says his first thought upon seeing this video was that somebody's pet probably got loose. It's pretty irresponsible to let any type of animal out of your care, says Stefani. As a responsible animal owner and reptile owner, you should know where your animal is at all times, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, animal gets loose, and they go to Mike to ask him, what is this? What the fuck is this? They don't know what it is. So my question to you, BL, is this good for the hobby that they came to us and asked what it was? And secondly, how do we stop this? Like, I'm seeing this, more and more.
Take it down.
You can take that down. I'm seeing this more and more. Like I said, shout out to Mike. Like I said, I love that they got his opinion, but I'm seeing this more and more every day. Loose animals. What the fuck, BPL? How do we stop that? Because we got a reptile expo here, January 15th. There's no type of security. Anybody, if you got money, you can leave with an animal. What the fuck? Like, how do we stop from selling reptiles to irresponsible keepers? So this shit.
Okay. So I think it was, first off, start with congratulations to Mike over there. He deserves it. I'm glad they called on an expert that does know what he's doing. Number two, as when it comes to expos, and when I start one day in the future, and if I do get the venue, I will, and I probably won't do like Anaheim or anything, just like local shit here. But like, if once I get the opportunity, once I have enough to have, then even with the ball python, well, it's going to be my first one. Okay, what do you have set up for it? Is it set up? Because I don't want to send you home and you still got to go buy everything.
Well,
you see what I'm saying? Well,
about the devil's advocate, I got to interrupt you. You said, oh, well, what do you got? I can lie to you. I can say I got a cage. I've done that before. No.
Trust me. Okay, let's just say this. But if their first time, like, hey, I've never had a snake, I'd give them the shot. You know what I'm saying? But if you come up to me and you're like, and let's just say I was breeding monitors too, and you're like, oh, I want that monitor right there, or that retic. Okay, before I sell you either of these two animals, or Burmese, or a rock python, or anything that's big, a boa, do you have any credentials about owning kinds of snakes like these? Like, do you have an IG? Do you have a YouTube? Do you have photos? Do you have videos? Like, what's your setup? How long have you known about reptiles? Like, I wouldn't just sell to anybody. See, and that's the problem, is everyone's out to make a quick buck. Like, I'd rather sell to an educated motherfucker than someone that's just coming in there to buy something that they're not going to take care of. How do you think I ended up with a fucking tortoise? Me and the dude used to work together. He's like, oh, you have a bunch of snakes. I'm going to get a reptile. He ends up with a tortoise. The tortoise ends up in his garage with a space heater next to it. Me and him get in an argument. Fuck, don't talk to this guy. It took Jeremy from Melio Exotics to be like, hey, I'll take the tortoise from you, and really give it to me because I could take way better care of it. You see what I'm saying? It's shit like that. And he didn't even buy it at Expo. He bought it at a fucking Petco or PetSmart, I believe. Like, that's the shit I'm saying. Even if you're buying from those stores, the people that work around these animals should have the right questions lined up, and you must show some kind of proof. Just like when people go in there, because I've heard this before too. You cannot go into PetSmart or Petco and buy fish unless they will ask you. They will ask you, what kind of gallon tank do you have? Oh, well, I'll buy one right now. No, you got to actually go set that shit up and do the whole day cycle of water, and then you can come back the next day. So if we could do that with fucking fish, we could do this with fucking reptiles. You better have some kind of, because if I'm able to sell to you, and I know, like, it's like, let's just say randomly, it's my Animal House, and he's like, hey, I want to buy your ball python. No questions asked. Now, if it's somebody that I don't know, what do you have proof of having these animals? I don't want to send or ship or have you buy something that you're not able to take care of. I don't want to see any animal go through that.
Right. I don't know, BPL, man. Like I said, to constantly keep seeing these animals on the loose, man, and I think that, people say, oh, well, live feedings, and that's giving the senators the ammunition. I disagree. No. I truly believe that, senators want to protect, if I'm a senator in Kansas, I want to protect the people that live in Kansas. And if every time I look at my cell phone, I see a escaped snake in Kansas, or I see a escaped monitor lizard in Kansas, that's what I'm focusing on. All these loose animals. How do I protect my citizens? So I just wish that a lot of these breeders wouldn't just be in it to make a buck. It's like, yeah, you need to pay your bills, but at what point do you cross the line and say, okay, I need to pay my bills, but am I selling to somebody that's responsible and not going to let this animal loose? I don't know, man. It'd be an interesting discussion to talk on further, man. Shout out to Fry's Critters, man. Much love to Fry's Critters. He is I see you, Fry's. He's one of my podcast sponsors for the 2023 year. So much love, Fry's Critters. Thank you for being a sponsor of Big Reptile Talk. But yeah,
no one said anything to me when I bought a fish. Like, no, it's there. That happens here. I've heard it multiple times, because here's why, and I'll be honest. And if you go back to some of my earlier videos, I wasn't breeding rats at the time. I was buying my mice at Petco. So when I would go in there, I would hear them multiple times, because sadly the reptile thing is right in front of the fish shit. And like, I would hear them tell other people, you cannot have these fish until you wait a day with the tank, and they want proof. It's not like, yeah.
And in my PetSmart too, it was when I remember this when I first got into the hobby, and I was wanting to go get a corn snake. They said the same thing to me. They were like, nope, you need to have it set up. You need to have everything. And I kind of bitched at them, and they let up a little bit. But yeah, they do that because they do it here. But long story short, man, it's a great conversation. I would love to see, this sellers, I get it. You got to pay your rent, but we got to start selling more responsibly. We got that title, drink responsibly, drive responsibly. Well, we need to be selling our reptiles responsibly. That way we're not in the news every other day. We're on the topic of use sharks, so I want to kind of stay on that topic. I've been seeing shit spread to Kansas, man, and this shit kind of, when I seen the story, I was like, damn, this shit is starting to happen in my state. So it's like, okay, it's time to get ready. So let's pull this next story up. Save the turtles. Kansas considers banning the collection of turtles. Let's go to the next part. In Topeka, Kansas bill could ban people from capturing or possessing box turtles, state turtles, but some stakeholders are saying concerned this may have unintended consequences. Under the current state law, it's illegal to possess more than 5 box turtles, and then you can't release them to the wild. There's already bills for it, yada yada yada. Dennis such and such is the director of conservation for the Topeka Zoo, and said there has been an alarming decrease in box turtles, and he said it's because they are colorful markings and they're traded through the legal pet trade. So my thing is, I'm already starting to see. Let's take that down. I'm already starting to see Kansas get on the bandwagon of banning animals. So if you were in my shoes, BPO, what would you do? You're starting to see your state say, okay, we don't want people to have these.
Okay, so state already has laws before, like, so once again, like, so each state's different. So Nevada, I can't have any cobras. I can't have any exotics. Yes, the green basilisks are fine. I already looked into that. The tortoise is, of course, fine. The snakes are fine. But there's certain species we can have in Nevada is weird. Like, I could have a gorilla, any kind of chimpanzee, monkey. I could have an elephant if I want to, but I don't know where the fuck I want to put an elephant. It's weird, but when it comes to reptiles, like, they have all these bans on a lot of crepes, cobras, fucking rattlesnakes. It's messed up. But to see it, you know, you're adding now an amphibian, because it wasn't a tortoise, it was a turtle, so it's an amphibian.
Florida's got the same. They're going after the turtles too. So my question, like I said, BPO, is what if you were in my state and there was no bans or shit? You're starting to see them enact bans on shit. What would you do? How would you prepare?
Well, I own a tortoise. I don't own a turtle.
For me, I say for me, if you was in my shoes, what would you do?
I don't ever plan on owning turtles, but I would.
All right.
Okay, so let me say this though. Even if you're not into turtles like myself, no matter the amphibian, because you got to think about frogs. I love frogs. So, and if you're in the reptile thing, even as much as I do not like spiders, but I will support the spider community. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you got to stand up, because if not, eventually you're gonna watch the shit you don't like anyway fall, and then they're gonna come for you, your shit.
It for me is it kind of opened my eyes. You know, I'm not saying that I would want to own one. I think somebody said that in the comments. Why would I want to own one? I think you're missing the point. It is, you know, let's say they ban cobras. I don't want to own a cobra, but it trickles down. Shit goes downhill. You know, they start with one species, they get it banned, and they go to the next. You know, they go to the next. They go to the next. So to see somebody say, you know, in Kansas say, you know what, fuck those turtles. We don't need to own them. Let's ban this shit. I don't like it, because it's like, okay, when they get that ban, what's next? You know what I mean? So I don't know. For me, it kind of opened my eyes. I was talking to my wife about it today. It's just like, you know what, babe, I might be breeding before we move. You know, I might be looking into getting another Amazon tree boa. I might be looking into getting a rosy boa. I might be looking into getting ball python so I can.
Yeah, what's up, Fungus Twin?
So I can start my breeding projects, because who knows? I can wake up tomorrow and they say, you know what, Amazon tree boas are no longer allowed in Kansas. But, you know, it's like, I think that when you start seeing these laws, it's time to, you know, prepare, you know, get yourself prepared and set up to where you don't even have to worry about it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Much love to everybody in the chat. What's up, Fungus Queen? What's up, everybody? I don't know, man.
But it's once again, like I said, I don't like spiders, right? I would never own a tarantula, any kind of spider. But at the same time, I'm not going to watch people that own reptiles as well that have these tarantulas go down. Like, so if we're not willing, look at it like this, and I want to put something in perspective. If turtles are getting banned right now, let's just say Brian Barczyk, Reese's Pythons, and some other people moved to Kansas. What are they supposed to do with the turtles if those are on the list? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we got to stick up for everything. You got to stand up for things, even if you, I mean, it's a living creature. I can understand you being like, oh, fuck this company. That's cool, whatever, or don't do it. I don't care. Like, But when it comes to a living thing, stand up for it.
I agree. And it's like, yeah, I'm a snake keeper, but I don't want to see the turtle keepers fall. Because when the turtles fall and they're done with them, who's to say they won't focus on the snakes in Kansas? You know what I mean? So it's a thin line. It's just like, I'm telling if you're a reptile keeper, if you're a reptile keeper, start your breeding plan. Start now. You know, I don't even want to do the incubator. I want to do live birth. I want to start having babies. I want to start having my whole backs to where when shit goes downhill, I have my babies, I have my breeders, I have everything that I need to keep my reptile collection going. And I don't need to go to the reptile shop. You know, I have everything at home. So I don't know, man. Great podcast. We appreciate everybody being in the chat. BPL, man, I'll let you take it away, brother, because I got to get back to work.
All right, everybody. Well, this is the Reptile Love Show. Thank you, everybody that has tuned in. Hopefully you guys like and subscribe or share this out in some point of the show. If you didn't, that's cool too. Either way, for you just being here, it's a fucking awesome blessing. You guys are fucking awesome. Until next time, got that shit on BPO, and that's Big Famous Derek Celebrity Reptiles. Later.